Hey there, my name is Jason Everett. I'm the agency owner from Globe Life Liberty National Division. Glad to have my good friend, Mr. Keith Bennett. He's been our regional agency director for, I guess, about 8 years now?
Yeah, 8 years, yeah. It's been a while.
Hard to believe how time has
Ready to
flown.
retire.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We got to hire the right people to replace you.
That's right.
I want you to know we're very happy that you've chosen just a few minutes of your day to spend with us to learn about what we believe is the opportunity of a lifetime. What we hope to cover today is a little bit about our marketing plan. We also want to go through our company vision. We want to go through a career track. Here's what I love about our company. We make it very clear how somebody can promote from within. We want to talk about the opportunity that we provide, incentives, training, and then what I think a lot of companies skip out on, Keith, is what we would expect from them.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Want to do a good job of laying that out. So first, let's start with a little bit about our history. We were founded in 1900. For those of you that don't know, that's over 100 years ago. It's crazy how time flies. We are currently in 49 states, and we have over $42 billion of insurance in force. Now, one of the things that I believe really sets us apart from everybody else is we are actually the #1 life insurance company in the nation with the most policies active, and we also issue more policies than any other company in the country. And that really sets us apart. We're also part of the S&P top 500 of all insurance companies. Now, another great thing about our company is we are very proud to have our name on top of Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. There's nothing that makes me any happier about the company I work for than to be pulling into Arlington and see those big blue and green letters, Globe Life, across that field. Now, we are very proud of our sponsorship with the Rangers, and we're proud to be a partner with them, but we're also excited about our partnership with the Dallas Cowboys. It's the most recognized name in sports. It's the most recognized sports logo. I think that's pretty cool. So, Keith, what do you think about being the official life insurance company of the Cowboys and also the Rangers?
I think the best thing about it, Jason, is the fact that it gives us brand recognition, and we're not just a local life insurance company. We're known nationwide, not just nationwide, but because of the Cowboys, everybody recognizes that star, like you just mentioned, all over the world. And so we're a world-known life insurance company. Goodness sakes, we're the #1 life insurance company in the United States.
Yeah, just recently we signed a new partnership with the Braves, and how cool is that? And then also with FC Dallas, and I love to see what FC Dallas does for the community. Now, Keith, I believe you can learn a lot by looking at how a company has responded in the past to know how they're going to respond in the future. Year after year after year, we've continued to grow. When times were tough, we grew. When economic times were tough, we grew. When there was war, we grew. When there was tough presidential elections, we grew. I believe that tells you a lot about how we're going to respond in the future when we encounter those same problems. I know if I was sitting where you are today and I was thinking about how can I protect my family, how can I work for a company that I know there is going to be there for the long term, I think you have to look at the past. I also want to point out of how we responded to the pandemic. Here's the amazing thing. Keith, you and I'll never forget where we were at, traveling back when the word hit about the pandemic. And we came back, we put our heads together, we never laid off or furloughed anybody. We actually had record agent growth. We made a complete virtual transition in a little over a week. And we ended the year with record sales growth, actually the best year ever in company history. Now, I know that you're on here today and you're like, this is an insurance company. Yes, we do life insurance. Yes, we do cancer. Yes, we do critical illness. But before we dive into that, I want Keith to really tell you about our EPIC program.
Yeah, so one of the really cool things about that, for those of you guys that's been in any type of outside sales before in the past or something, where you've had products and your car was your office, everything was in the back seat of your car, right? When you drove around, you couldn't put anybody else back there because you had your notebooks, your follow-up books. And that's the way it was for us until 2017, whenever we partnered with Salesforce, which is the #1 CRM company in the United States, and they built us an app. It's called EPIC, Engage, Protect, Inspire, and Connect. We're able to run everything 100% off of our mobile phone, all of our leads, all of our activity, everything is right there. So it allows for immediate mentoring and coaching from leadership. So guys, we are a system-based company. We train on that system, and this Epic app allows us to train that system and to make sure that our folks are staying system-wise. So that way, that's the only way we can guarantee success on that, is by staying on system.
The great thing about that is we're able to go in and we're able to meet with business owners and HR professionals, and we're able to do three things. Number one, we're able to help them attract better employees. You know, if we can help a company attract a better employee, then we can also help them retain that employee. And the one thing I know we would all agree upon is we help that business and the employees save valuable tax dollars. I don't know about you, but I don't like spending any more in taxes than I have to.
No, sir. I pay as much as I want.
Yeah. Now, I want to share with you what we call the employee care plan and how it makes a huge impact on people. First thing is, let's talk about the cost. So for most folks, that's about $9.70 a week. Taking out pre-tax, about $8.50 difference in the net of their weekly paycheck. And with that, we're able to help them out with final expense. We're also able to help them out with cancer insurance. We're also able to help them out with also accident insurance. And so, you know, Keith, $8.50 to protect your family is a pretty good investment.
Oh, absolutely.
I think most people could, you know, skip out on a coffee once a week to know that their family's protected. Now, for most of your income needs, you're going to need to see about 10 people per week. So let's say we close a tire store and there's 10 employees there. We go in and we meet with those 10 employees, and on average, about 6 of them will participate. Now, Keith, walk us through, when 6 people participate, what that looks financially.
Yeah, so look at, with the 6 people participating at that $9.70 a week, keeping that employee on a budget, right? You're looking at about $836 of weekly advance that we get every week on that. Also, weekly bonus of about $573. The cool thing about bonus is that Liberty pays bonus every week for consistency. So every week that we're working, we're going to continue to grow in bonus. We cap out at bonus in 4 weeks, which is fantastic. You know, a lot of companies pay bonus once a month or maybe once a quarter, but we get paid bonus every week. And that's going to end up around $73,000 a year in total income for someone coming in and seeing that 10 employees a week and writing insurance on 6 of them a week, doing business with those guys. It's going to hit you about $73,000 if you don't have 40 hours to put into this job. Maybe you've got something else going on. Maybe you got a lot of kids, right? You're taking on the ball games and stuff, and you can only work 30 hours. You can look with the less amount of sales, you can see a less amount of income. But also what you don't see is that can go up to 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 employees. You can increase your income all based on the work that you put into this. So we like to call this performance-based compensation. It's truly going to put you in the driver's seat to earn what you deserve to earn. Maybe, Jason, I know in the past you've talked about working somewhere with a lady that you worked twice as hard, you did twice as much work. She took a lot of smoke breaks and you were having to cover for her, but she had been there a few years longer. So whenever y'all get y'all's paychecks, hers was more because she had seniority. Well, that doesn't happen here at Globe Life Liberty National Division. It doesn't matter how long you've been here. The folks that perform the most, work the most, are the ones that get paid the most.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it that, you know, if you're like most folks, you've worked for somebody and you think, golly, how did they get promoted? How did they even get hired? And the great thing about our company is it puts you in the driver's seat so that you can truly change your family's future. And that's what it's done for me and you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've seen it do it for so many people. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is training. You've got to be committed to training because we're dealing with real people, sometimes at the hardest times of their life. You know, our phones ring all the time, and with somebody that's just passed away or just diagnosed with cancer. And so we got to know that we're doing the right thing for people. So you got to be committed to our classroom training. You got to be committed to our field training. The great news is we have a whole ton of training online, and the internet never closes, so you can always attend training. And just recently, we've also rolled out Globe Life University. Keith and I are usually asked to come and speak regularly at Globe Life University, and it's a way for us to continue to pour into people and also to be poured into, because you really never quit learning. And this company always makes sure that we keep learning at the top of everybody's career. Now, real-time training is something that we've prided ourselves in recently, something you alluded to earlier. I think that in my career, this is one of the things that has really advanced our company. Let's talk about how the real-time training the live data that we get, how we can actually make an impact in somebody's career.
Yeah. Well, Jason, the most important thing about it is that, again, we're system based. So whenever we have folks that are out in the field and they're working our system, and they're putting in that data as they're doing their walk-ins, as they're visiting with folks, and they're putting that data in, we can check that data as managers to make sure that they're still on system. Because if they enter something that's off system, it may not be wrong. It may not be exactly what we know makes them successful, and they put that data in there, and we see that, within a couple hours, we can correct that activity right then. Whereas in the past, when it was all on paper, it might be 2 weeks before we saw something done wrong. If you do something, that's not correct for 2 weeks, you've created a habit. So it's really revolutionized our training, because we're able to see that data immediately. We're able to keep them focused on system, because we know that's how they're going to be the most successful.
I think about it when I played high school football. We would go in at halftime and we would make the adjustments. But really, it was the next week before we could really decipher film and make the changes. Now, when I go to high school games, I see the screens on the sideline. I see the coaches on the sideline looking at film and making game time decisions as the game goes on. This is exactly what this allows us to do. Now, I believe that the one thing I had no idea about that has totally changed the course of my life and my children's life and maybe even future generations is the power of residual or renewal income. I believe that the number one financial reason somebody chooses a career in our industry is because of the power of renewals. Keith, I'll never forget what happened just a few years ago. We were celebrating your 9th anniversary with the company, and the PVFC report came out, and your PVFC, or your renewal growth, had gone over $1 million. He is leaving a future for his kids and grandkids, and it's something that I know that they'll be thankful for Paw about for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. The most powerful thing about that, Jason, is just, 9 years before that, I couldn't even feed my kid. I had 2 pieces of bread, enough peanut butter and jelly to make 1 sandwich, and I'd prayed to the Lord that he would give me a direction and put me in the right people, put me in a new position. I was going to give him all the praise and glory for it. Just a few weeks later, I ended up in your office, and you brought me in, and now, when 10 years ago I couldn't even feed my daughter, now I have well over 7 figures that my kids, my grandkids, I've even got a grandson that's about to be 14, and there's a potential he's going to have a child that's still going to see some of this residual income. What a difference that this company has made in my life and my kids' life,
Keith, I think about where you lived when you came to work for us. Little small house.
Yeah.
And now you have a farm and a tractor and
Cows.
cows,
Yeah.
and it's just made such a huge difference in your life. But here's the way renewals work. When someone takes out a policy with us, we pay you then. But then next year, when they pay every month, we pay you again and again and again and again. So as long as they keep paying, you keep on collecting a check. And let's just use an example. Let's say that we paid you $1 a month. It's more than that a lot of times, but let's just say it's $1 a month. If you had 100 people paying you $1 a month, that's an extra $100. If you had 500 people paying you an extra $1 a month, that's $500. 1,000? Think about what this could be over time as you have thousands and thousands of customers, how we have been blessed to have that, and now we've seen that make a huge difference in our family's life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, right now, we have a 10-year vesting program. Take your age, add 10 years to it. That's the age that you could actually walk away from Liberty National and continue to receive this income for years and years to come. Now, I believe it's also important to talk about the type of people we seek. In this business, we see a lot of different types of people, but give me one thing that you believe that is important for somebody to have.
Oh, they definitely have to have a strong passion for people. That's the game changer, because we're sitting down with folks knee to knee, face to face, and we have to care about that person. We have to have passion, and we have to kind of foresee what that family would go through if we didn't protect them properly. So we have to have that passion for them.
Yeah, it's no doubt. Number 2, I think you got to be coachable. You can't be a know-it-all. You've got to understand that this is a new business. We're going to do our very best to train you, but you got to be coachable. Number 3, and I believe, again, this is another important one, you have to have high integrity. And because we're dealing with people's information, and you've got to be trustworthy. You've got to have high integrity. But Keith, I can also think of a 4th one that I know was you.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, self-worth. That's who you think you are, who you think you should be. Guys, y'all are sitting out there and listening to us, and we're talking about this fantastic career. But here's the thing: if you're working at a business somewhere, maybe you're an hourly wage, maybe you're a monthly wage, maybe your salary, whatever you're getting paid, someone else has taken a label maker and labeled you. They've given you what they think that you are worth to their particular company. But what we allow you to do with Globe Life Liberty National Division is you get to come in and write your own label, right? Every day. It can change daily if you want. You get to write what you think you're worth. So if you believe you're worth more than what you've currently been making, this is the place for you.
Let's talk about advancement. We promote from within. We have the agent position, the supervising agent position, the new position we call the general agent's position. We also have the agency director, the regional agency director, and the agency owner. We have 9 locations that make up our agency, but we're looking to expand and add more. Our company is also looking to expand more agencies throughout the country. As you see here, we have a lot of room to be able to expand. Our company wants to help you be exactly where you need to be and help you accomplish exactly what you want to accomplish. We also are rated A+ Superior from AM Best, and we've been part of the award's top 50 of all insurance companies, golly, since 1995. Time flies.
Yeah.
Something where, there's over 2,000 insurance companies, so to know that we're in the top 50 is something that gives me great pride. Now, Keith, I know that you and your wife have really enjoyed some of our conventions. Let's talk about those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess one of our favorite ones was in Punta Cana. We really loved it down there. But every year, that's the cool thing about it. Every year, doing better than company average. The company was going to fly you and one guest, all expense paid trip to our convention at really cool exotic places. We've been, oh my gosh, so many different places. They really cater to you. You make you feel really special. They have an incredible award ceremony during the convention, which is really neat to be part of, like a Vegas show. Matter of fact, it was in Vegas one time. It was like a Vegas show. So that convention is really cool. That's something that we all encourage and we strive for year after year, is to hit that, the production that it takes to make it to convention.
I know for me, being able to take my wife on these trips to places that we never dreamed was possible, all on the expense of the company, has been one of the biggest blessings to see her eyes light up when we walk into this fancy hotel room that we know we would have never had the opportunity to experience if it wasn't for this company. Now, we also believe in giving back. We believe that there's no community that we go into that we shouldn't leave it better when we leave there than what it was when we arrived. We have a program we call Make Tomorrow Better. Keith, I know you have headed up so many of these programs. Talk about the impact you've seen in Make Tomorrow Better.
Yeah, it's been such a great impact from feeding starving children to especially our faith-based rehab program, because part of my story is that I battled drugs and alcohol. Actually lost everything that I had, and then the Lord turned my life around, and then this career has turned my financial family around since then. So we're really big with the faith-based rehab programs, because we believe we can help moms and dads get off drugs and get back home with their families. We're going to make a huge difference in that.
And every year, millions of dollars that our company gives back to the local community, and truly makes tomorrow better for a lot of people. Now, what's next? Number one, you have to have a professional certification. We help you get that. You also have to have a smartphone or a laptop, and that's an important thing here. But really, more than anything, we need you to have an entrepreneurial spirit. Are you ready to change your life? Are you driven? We don't have a time clock. We don't call you in the mornings and beg you to get up. We're looking for people that say, you know what? I am sick and tired of being broke. I'm sick and tired of living this life, and I'm ready to change my financial future. The great thing is, Keith and I have seen many people, lives completely change. From truck drivers to oil workers, to teachers, to nurses. There's no background that rules you out or makes you more successful. We have people with GEDs and we have people with master's degrees. We just need people like you that are ready to step up and make a difference in their family's life. If that's you, I would ask that you wait just a moment, and you're going to have a form to fill out. In about 2 days, we will be in touch with you, and we want to bring you in for a final one-on-one interview so that we can determine if you're a fit for us and if we're a fit for you. Here's what I know from Keith and I's heart. We hope you find exactly what you and your family need. If that's here, we look forward to spending our future with you, but if it's somewhere else, we wish you the very, very best. God bless. Thanks for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we look forward to helping you make tomorrow better. Thanks, buddy, for joining me.
Appreciate you.
All right. Have a blessed day.